Hello everyone, nice to see you students. Welcome to this 12th class of the Strategic Management Unit. This is the final class, as on next Wednesday we'll have the final exam. So in this class, in this 12th class, we are going to speak about internationalization, about entry strategy alternatives, and during videos 2 and 3, we are going to make a little review of the second part of the unit. You have to remember that we did an overview of the first part of the course during class 6 in videos 1 and 2, and during this session we are going to make an overview of the second part of the unit on videos 2 and 3. On this first video we are going to speak about internationalization and entry strategy alternatives. The first thing that we have to wonder about internationalization is what companies are looking for when they go abroad. First of all, they are looking for profitable new markets, then outsourcing facilities, maybe acquisitions or alliance. Maybe the companies are looking for a good economic trend that we are not having in our country anymore. They are looking for economic slowdowns cause companies to retrench. There is a long-term trend for a global market, mobility of talent, capital, and knowledge, strategic planning, and the basic means by which the company competes. We have seen a couple of reasons why the companies decide to go international, but we can classify those reasons between proactive and reactive reasons for going international. When we speak about reactive responses, we have, for example, globalization of competitors. If our competitors are going global, are going international, maybe we have to wonder if we have to make our internationalization process. Competitors can get established in a foreign market and make it more difficult to enter at a later time. Lower cost and market power has international and domestic advantages, and strategic moves by one company causes a reaction from the competitor. Is what we saw when we spoke about the game theory. Another reactive response is trade barriers. Steep barriers can lead to a switch from exporting to overseas manufacturing. Regulations and restrictions. Companies seek less restrictive foreign operation environments. And finally, customers' demands. Maybe we have a lot of customers in foreign countries that are looking for an answer to customer demands or solution for logistic problems. However, when we speak about proactive responses, we have economies of scale. It's not the same to have an economic scale in one country than in a global, world economic scale. And growth opportunities. As domestic growth declines, opportunities abroad look more attractive. Resource access and cost saving, labor cost and availability of resources, and incentives. Some governments are seeking infrastructure and will provide incentives to decrease risk and increase profits in order to attract businesses. We are gonna watch a small video of the founder of BlaBlaCar. It's a startup, very important here in Spain to share cars, and how they decided to go international.
In order to internationalize, we went and raised funds from Axel because they had remarked that we had developed a successful model in France, and they told us, okay, that's good guys, but you have to go international now and make it broader. And so we also have a very, very rare opportunity for a small French startup. It's that our service hasn't been developed in the other countries, at least not at the scale at which BlaBlaCar is able to develop it today. So we have an opportunity to go and develop the service in new countries where this service does not exist. And it's very rare in the internet space to have a space where there's virtually nobody. So we have to go there as fast as we can. And so the reason for going international is really the opportunity, and the way we achieved it was through a fundraising with a major fund like Accel, who has financed companies like Facebook, Dropbox, Spotify, LinkedIn, Kayak, and Rovio, and some other big companies. Some countries are beginning, so the marketplace is very young, and so the volumes are low. But so far, in every country we've been developing the service, it works really, really well. It's picking up very, very fast.
One very important thing that you have to take in account when your company decides to go international is to perform a strategic formulation process. The strategic formulation process is necessary in both the headquarters and in subsidiaries. And through a strategic formulation process, you are going to be able to identify the opportunities for market expansion, increased profitability, and new ventures to exploit. We have to say that the strategic formulation process has different phases. In the first phase of the strategic management process, the company has to classify its objectives and mission. You have to remember in class 1 we spoke about the objectives and mission and the values of the company. What are the objectives of the company in the 3 or 5 next years, okay? And within the next 2 steps, you have to comprise asset of the external environment that the company may face. You have to do a personal analysis and to analyze the market. And in the second phase, you have to successfully implement the systems and process suitable for success. And we are gonna finish by telling the options that you have when you decide to go international with your company. You have different entry strategies to different countries. For example, exporting, licensing, franchising, contract manufacturing, offshoring, service sector outsourcing, turnkey operation, management contracts, international joint ventures, fully owned subsidiaries, or e-business. This is just a sample. Of course, you have more entry strategies. This is the most common used entry strategies. For example, when we speak about exporting, we are speaking about selling directly into a foreign market without using your own resources, so it has a high cost. When we speak about licensing, we are speaking about when a company transfers the rights to use a product or service to another company. When we speak about franchising, we are speaking about giving the know-how to other companies in exchange of a certain fee. Franchising works well when the company has a huge reputation in the concrete business model, for example, food outlets or fast food restaurants, etc. When we speak about contract manufacturing, we are speaking about a cooperation on a contractual basis between a company and an independent manufacturer. When we speak about offshoring, we are speaking about when companies disperse their value chain activities to certain location. For example, when we decide to create something in China, to subcontract our suppliers in India in order to reduce our cost, and so on. When we speak about service sector outsourcing, we are speaking about outsourcing basic tasks such as answering the phones, taking appointments, and so on. We have the turnkey operations, the management contracts, international joint ventures, for example, Sony Ericsson or Android. Joint ventures occurs when 2 or more companies agree to produce a product or service together. Fully owned subsidiaries, this is mainly maybe the most common entry strategies alternative, is when a company acquires a foreign company already set up in the foreign market, or just set up a new company with its own resources. Of course, as advantages, it has a lot of you have the full control of the fully subsidiary company, but instead it has a very high cost. And finally, e-business, when you decide to go international just through internet, entering a new market via internet, you just have to have a good internet engine and have a logistic company in the foreign market. Well, thank you, students. This is all for internalization and trade strategies. We are finishing this video here, and we are going to start the overview of the second part of the strategic management unit. Thank you.